it's Abby, and I'm in a new location right now, but I can explain. So let me explain real quick. So on Sunday, I believe it was Sunday, we made a story, and we asked y'all, like, I'm planning on doing a devotional before 2020 ends. I was going to wait, but it's kind of more centered around 2020. So I asked y'all, hey, what would you rather see? Would you rather see it written, like in a post? Because I know some people would rather read it. Like Lydia would probably rather read it than I would. Or would you rather see it in a video? I would rather watch it in a video, but some people are different. So I wanted to ask y'all's opinion on it. And a lot of y'all messaged us or left a comment, and you said video. So the video won. Somebody requested live. I am too scared to go live. I am really scared to go live because I never know what's going to happen around this house, and it's just too scary for me. I'm scared to go live. But anyway, so I wanted to get on here and do a devotional for 2020. Somebody asked me to do it in my car because we filmed the story in my car. So somebody asked me to do it in my car. So I am in my car right now. I am in Rydale. That's the name of my car. I name everything I have. So this is Rydale. But I'm trying not to like blind y'all because the sun is really bright back there. But I tried for 20 minutes. Me and this setup was fighting. We were fighting trying to get this thing set up for this because it worked last night when I tested it, but when I come in here and tested it again, it was not working. So I'll flip it around so y'all can see. Hold on. Can y'all see the setup? That's what I have propping y'all up right now. So it looks awful. It's the box for my table. That's my car table. That's like if we go out to eat, I can have a table. I know, that's so cool, right? But anyway, so I wanted to do something. I'm going to be kind of short. I don't want to be long-winded. I have a problem with that. But I wanted to do a devotional before 2020 ends because I was going to wait and do it in 2021. But it's kind of something that's been on my mind a lot this year. And I actually have it in my prayer journal. Now, I'm not going to read it straight from my prayer journal because, that's kind of private. But, so I'll give a little backstory about what I'm going to talk about. So it was, let's see. It was Thanksgiving, I believe. And it was Thanksgiving, and I was waiting. We didn't have, like a family Thanksgiving because, with the virus, Lydia, my family's, we've lost a lot of people to it. We know a lot of people that have died from it, so we are very cautious about it. But we decided to just do Thanksgiving with me, Caitlin, Lydia, Mom, and Dad, and my honeybee. But so we were waiting on Mom to cook the food and everything, and I was scrolling through Pinterest on my phone, wherever my phone is. I was scrolling through Pinterest because I just like to scroll through Pinterest. And I saw something because I like to Bible journal and stuff like that, even though I can't draw. But anyway, I was scrolling through Pinterest and hold on, let me lock my door. I don't like to sit in a car without my door locked. I'm scared I'm going to get snatched right out of the back of this car. So anyway, I was scrolling through Pinterest and I saw something that somebody had doodled. And it caught my attention because they wrote it in such pretty font. And it said, "Where is God in tragedy?" And, it just, when I see stuff like that, when I see something deep like that, when I hear something, I hear people say something, or if I read something or anything, I'm like, okay, is that a song idea? Is that a poem idea? What is that? So I was trying to think of something I could write because, this year has been just trash. It's been terrible. But I was trying to think of maybe a song idea. And, before I write a song or before I do anything, I always will think really deeply about something, which takes a lot of work for me. I'd like to think about things on a deep level. I like things to be multiple meanings. You can take it many ways. And so I like things to be like written deeply. And so I was thinking, okay, what can I say about where is God in tragedy. And if you hear Lydia and Dad, they're like right in front of my car messing with the doghouse. That Dad Bill. But I was trying to think of something, and I was contemplating about, where is God in tragedy? And I always try, before I write anything, before I speak to y'all, I want to be honest. I don't want to come off as fake. I can't stand fake. So I want to be real with y'all, like how I am. So I try to relate things back to me. How do I feel about it? And then I try to relate it to other people. It's like a puzzle. It's like a game for me. I'm like, okay, what did I think about this? Okay, what was their opinion on it? Okay, can I make something here? But I started thinking deeply, and many of y'all know this year we actually lost my my grandpa, my Papa Wayne. I'm not gonna get emotional. I'm gonna try not to get emotional, but I'll give you a little backstory. So I like backstories. So let's see, January 2020 happened, with New Year. You don't really think anything bad's gonna happen. I don't. I like to look at New Year like, okay, all the dreams in my life are gonna come true this year. Like Walt Disney. All the dreams are gonna come true in this year. No. So, anyway, February rolled around, March rolled around, and I was in college. I was actually in a statistics class, a public speaking class, and an English 112 class. Was I taking 3 classes or 4? And maybe a history class. Don't quote me on it, but I was either taking 3 or 4. I can't remember. And it was March 15th. It was a Wednesday. So we were at church. We always church Wednesday, So we went to church, and the coronavirus had just started ramping up. I remember telling Caitlin, I said, man, that virus is kind of weird how it's hitting China right now, So, and then 2 days later, we're in quarantine, everything in the world happening. So it was March 15th, and it was Wednesday night. And on Wednesday night, we'll do like Bible trivia, or I love like the sword drills, like where you find the Bible. I love that. But I can't remember exactly what we did this Wednesday night, but my Papa Wayne, my Mama Connie was there, and it was Wednesday night, and I had just got out of statistics class. I had a big test that I barely passed. I was like, thank you, Lord, for making me pass, because that was a hard test. I made a 92 on it, I think. That's good for me. But, in math. But I was tired, and I was honestly just ready to go. I wanted to go to sleep. So I kind of rushed. I was like, Caitlin, let's go. Let's go. I'm ready to go home. And so I don't even remember if I hugged Papa Wayne that night. I don't remember. And if I did, that was my last hug that I ever gave him. And he was always known for sloppy forehead kisses. He would do it, and he knew that it was like, oh my word, that he would like kiss us right there. And it was called a Papa Wayne sloppy forehead kiss. And Dad will sometimes tease me and do it, but I rushed, and I was ready to go. And then, lockdown happened, and I couldn't hug him anymore because he had health issues, and Mama Connie has health issues. And I don't know if, if we carried it, just a lot of things going on. So I didn't hug him that night. And the months passed, and we would go see him, like, from the car, because he commented on my car, because I had just got it this year. And he commented on my car and asked me how I was liking it. And he was just always asking us questions about just life in general. He was very, I guess, just always asking questions about things. So we would visit him from the car and stuff like that. And I remember the second to last time that I visited Papa Wayne, and he noticed my Spanish book in my hand, because I've really gotten into Spanish. I've loved it since like I was 16, but I studied it in college a little bit, and I really love it. So he noticed it, and me and him were talking, because I want to be a public speaking teacher, when I graduate with my master's degree and everything, I want to be a public speaking teacher. And he said, you know, Princess, he called me Princess. He said, Princess, if you're bilingual, then job opportunities are, not a lot of people's bilingual. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, Papa Wayne, I'll try. And we went and saw him the last time, and I didn't know it was the last time. And he commented on my car, and he always asked me. He said, "Hey, Princess, how is school going?" And I said, I'm almost done with my first 8 weeks in the fall semester. And he said, "Okay, well, keep up your work." He was very big on education. And he said, "Princess, you keep up your work." And I was like, "Okay, I will." And then we were singing on Friday night. We were singing on Facebook, and I had planned to show like my plants and stuff because we try to be lighthearted about things. I try to make people laugh, I guess. I want to make people happy. I want you, like, with all the stuff that's going on in this world, if you can watch me or Caitlin or Lydia or Ollie or stuff like that, if you can just watch us for 1 minute and it makes you happy for that 1 minute, I consider that a job well done, because I want y'all to forget what's going on in your life and just have a little bit of fun. If it takes watching us, if it takes listening to us sing, I try to be relatable to y'all, and that's just how we honestly really are. You can ask our family. We're kind of just, how we act is how we are, because we can't stand fake. So, yeah, and so on that Friday, I plan to show y'all my plants, and me and Caitlin and Lydia. Caitlin was doing a commentary on my plant skills, because I kind of stink at keeping plants alive, which I have kept my 5 patients in my hospital alive, which is good for my nursing skills. But anyway, so we were doing a commentary, and we had just got done filming Fear is a Liar. And then we went and filmed that with the plants. We were laughing. I remember it to this day. We were laughing and we were joking. And it was just so funny to me. And I was just having a good time with Caitlin and Lydia and Mom. And then Mom's phone rings on a Friday night. And, Mom's phone goes off because, me, if my phone never goes off, but Mom's phone goes off. And so the phone rang, and it was my aunt. And she said, "Hey, can you get," I'm paraphrasing here. I'm not really saying her exact words, but I kind of heard through the grapevine what was said. And she said, "Hey, can you get Danny," which is my dad, Danny, over to Papa Wayne's house, and he's not answering his door. Now, it didn't worry me, because he was known for his ability to sleep through a literal hurricane. He could sleep. I could literally do a drum set beside his head and he still would not wake up. That's how heavy of a sleeper he was. I could literally plug in an electric guitar and play it right out of his ear and he wouldn't even hear it. So, and Thanksgiving, he'd fall asleep right on the recliner and snore so loud. He'd get on my bed and sleep all over my pillows. Like, he would sleep anywhere, everywhere, anytime, all the time. So it didn't worry me, because that's just Papa Wayne. That's how he was. And so, Dad kind of, I could tell Dad was worried about it. So he jumped in the car, and Mom drove, because, Dad was worried about his dad. So Mom drove him there. And I was sitting on my phone, and I was like, you know what? There's nothing to worry about. Like, there's nothing to worry about. He's just asleep. That's all there is to it. He's just asleep. And so, time went on, and Caitlin and me and Lydia were just sitting in the living room, awkward as can be. It was so quiet in there, and I can't stand quiet. Like, I just want to run in quiet. I just want to bolt. I can't stand it. It makes me very nervous. So I was sitting there, and I was like, oh my word. So I called Mom. I let 20 minutes pass, and that's good enough. I got to be in on the news here. So I called Mom, and she wasn't saying anything. And I was like, just tell me straight up. What is going on? What is happening? Don't beat around the bush. Just tell me. And I I could tell in her voice. I know my mom's voice. I know when something's wrong. And she wasn't telling me anything. And I was like, I said, Mom, tell me the truth. Is he dead? And she said, I don't know. And I was like, no, I know. Because I heard background noise. So I could hear commotion in the back. And I was like, if he's alive, there wouldn't be that. And I immediately hung up because Mom wasn't answering my question. And I called my mama, Cindy, which my mama, Cindy, is like my best friend. So I called Mama Cindy, and I said, I didn't even say hello. I just said, she said, the first thing she said when she answered the phone was, she said, I'm so sorry. And I knew right then. I knew it. I lost it, as I'm not a very emotional person. I try to hide my emotions as best as I can. Caitlin tells me I'm heartless because I don't cry a lot. I just don't like to do that. I'm a private griever, I guess you could say. I hate crying in front of people. I'm not really a touchy, kind of feely kind of person. Like, I'm not really like that. I would rather just run, like, when stressful situations like that happen, all I really want to do is I just want to run off into woods, which I don't even live around woods, although it probably looks like I do. I just want to run off, be alone, but it's my way of coping. So, but when I heard that, I really lost it, because the stages of grief are really real, because I was in denial, flat denial at first. Like, you couldn't convince me one bit that he wasn't alive. You could have not convinced me one bit about it. And then grief like hit me like a train, and I sat there and cried. I don't even know how loud I cried. I know it. My aunt and my uncle, who lives like right across the road, or right across a house down from me, they come to their door, but they had corona at the time and they couldn't come near us. So they looked out their window and saw me, but I really didn't care at that point. And then Mama Cindy called back and she said, Caitlin, because Caitlin's a clear thinker. Like, no matter, Caitlin's business, always business continues. And she is just like that. Me, no, I'm more loosey-goosey, kind of free. I really don't know how to say it. I'm kind of, just take it as it comes. Don't really, as I got older, take it as it comes, deal with it when it happens, kind of thing. So Caitlin, Mama Cindy called and she said, Caitlin, you need to drive and you need to come to your Mama Connie's house, but you can't get out of the car. You need to stay in the car and you just need to be here. And I was like, oh no, I do not want to go, but I wanted to go, but I don't want to go. And so Caitlin said, Abigail, you need, she almost wanted to smack me because of the way I was acting. I didn't think I was acting hysterical, but she said I was acting literally hysterical. I don't believe that. But she said, Abigail, grab your mask. Well, I'm crying at this point and I'm literally losing it. And she said, Abigail, grab your mask. Well, I go to grab my mask, and of course it's tangled. About 15 different masks are tied to it. And I'm yanking it and about to pull the whole door off with my mask. And she said, Abigail, you need to calm down. I'm like, the mask ain't coming off the hook. That's not my fault. I'm not acting awful. I'm not throwing a tantrum. I'm not having a fit. You know, I just can't get the mask off the hook. Well, in my hysteria or whatever it's called, I forgot the mask on the table, which is not unusual for me. And she said, get your mask right now. So I grabbed my mask, and then we go to her car. Well, Caitlin's car was having issues at the time. Of course, you know, the devil is just awful, because at the worst time in possibly your life, the worst time ever, things don't work. Your car don't start. Something happens. Your key broke. I don't know. Something happens at the worst time ever. So I didn't know if her car would run. So I said, okay, Caitlin, thank the Lord I had mine. So let's take Rydell. Well, Caitlin don't like Rydell. She don't like driving it because it's kind of a big car. Even though she's got a Suburban. I don't understand it. She's got a Suburban and I got a mid-size, but she thinks mine is hard to drive. Which Rydell is, but anyway. So we drove my car and it was raining. It was like 9 o'clock at night by this point, and it was raining, and you know, when you know the answer to something and you know that your grandpa, I still was in denial at this point, but it was raining and I was watching the raindrops fall across the thing, and you know, you just think about everything and nothing. It's the best way to describe it. If you've never lost somebody that close to you, you probably won't understand what I'm saying, but it's like you feel everything and then you feel nothing at the same time, and it's kind of hard to explain. But we got there, which they only live like 10-15 minutes away. We got there and the EMTs were there, and I said, all right, so if the EMTs are here, that's good, because they're not gone, and you know, that's got to be good. Denial still. And I said, you know, that's got to be good. And they got in their car and they left, and I said, okay, I didn't see anything. They didn't wheel him out, so he's still in there. He's gonna sit up there, and he smoked, you know. He was a wild thing, and I was expecting to see him leaning over his porch like he did, smoking. And the EMTs drove away, and I asked Mom, I said, where is he? I said, where is he at? And she said, he's in there, in the ambulance, or whatever you call it. And so, I can't tell you how crushing that was to see him, like, literally drive away. And so, I'm not going to get emotional. Anyway, so, time continues on, blah, 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 and, you know, I had a hard time the night of and the morning after, I guess. That was my hardest time for me, because, you know, I had biology assignments, biology was like the worst class of my life, even though I liked it at the end. It was the worst class of my life. And I had biology assignments, and they were due, and, you know, I couldn't think about anything. You know, I wanted to quit because, you know, without him, he was like the biggest supporter for my education, I guess. He was like very big into it. And so it was kind of hard to sit there and have to do biology. And so those were the hardest days. And then his funeral came, and I was kind of in the stage where it wasn't, I guess, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I wasn't crying every second about it, but it was still hard for me. So we went to his funeral and all this stuff, and that was in October. And then, you know, time passes, you know, Thanksgiving comes, I make his carrot cake and he's not there to eat it and stuff like that. And then, I started writing this on Thanksgiving Day. I started writing, where is God in tragedy? That's kind of a long story, but it's kind of, where is God in tragedy? That's what I was asking myself. And then all of a sudden, my Papa Bud, we were actually filming something Friday night, and he gets sick. And I'm like, oh my word, what is going on here? Because this is just getting ridiculous. I don't understand what is happening. I've asked God all year, where has he been? Why isn't this virus gone? I've asked him that all year, and then my Papa Wayne dies, and then my Papa Bud's sick. And I'm like, oh my word. There's only so much people can take, and I'm trying to be strong. I was trying to be strong because, you know, my mom was worried about Papa Bud, and my dad, you know, he just lost his dad. And so, I try to block things out of my mind. Like, it's not here yet. It hasn't happened. Let's just not even think about it. So, I've lost my train of thought. So, my Papa Bud gets sick, and something happens with, like, I'm not sure on the whole story because there's so much that's happened. Something happened with his gallbladder and then his liver, and his body was poisoning him, something like that. And, if you go back and you watch those videos, you can see my sister just literally walked past my car. You can probably see her. I don't know. She's in a black hoodie. But anyway, if you go back and you watch those videos of him, he was so sick. And we would FaceTime him because, you know, we're not allowed in the hospital and stuff like that. And thank the Lord, Mama Cindy was allowed in there. Because Papa Bud and Papa Bud needed Mama Cindy. Mama Cindy needs Papa Bud. And so they were allowed to be together, which I'm very grateful for, because Papa Bud needed that. He needed my mom. And so we FaceTimed him one night, and he literally looked like, it made me cry all night long, because he looked so frail. Like, I can't describe it. My Papa Bud has always been, construction. He's into construction. He can build literally anything. And so smart. It's like so smart. And to see him like where he couldn't even hold up his head, it was kind of like, am I going to lose this grandpa too in 3 months? That's what I was thinking. And so I was getting not mad at God, I guess you could say. Like, I wasn't getting mad at God about it, but I wasn't like 100% thrilled with the whole situation. But at the end of the day, I knew that no matter what happened, God had a plan for it all. And that's how I looked at it. So I actually was writing this in, I'm going to look at it because I need to get back on track. But I was actually writing this, if you can see in pink, in the hospital parking lot while my Papa Bud was having an emergency surgery. And it's like what I said, where is God in tragedy? And, like I said, I've asked myself that a lot this year. Where is God been? Where has God been in all the people that's died from the virus, all the people that's died from other things? Where has God been with losing my Papa Wayne? Where has God been in literally life not being the same? Like, I miss life. I miss not having to look at people like plagues. I literally hate it, because I'm a people person. I love people. I love to talk. If you haven't quite noticed yet, I love to talk. Even though if you meet me in person, I'm probably not going to talk that much because I'm very shy. So I miss life in general. And I've asked God, where has he been? I threw quite a many mad fits. If you ever have a redhead in your life, you'll know. I'm not gonna like, tattle on myself, but if you have a redhead, they throw mad fits, and it's true. I can't help it. My aunt and my grandma are redheads, and we can all throw a good mad fit. Anyway, I've had my share of fits, and I just don't understand why. I didn't understand why we had to have this happen, and why did we lose my grandpa in 2020? Why of this year? Why this year? And we've literally been quarantined. We have to wear masks all the time, which we wouldn't have never thought that in 2018, 2019. Lydia was saying that the other day. We never thought what 2020 held in 2018, 2019. And it's like this mask says 2020, 1 star, very bad, would not recommend. So true. But I will say, there has been a lot of bad this year. There has been a lot of bad. I will just go ahead and put that out there. There has been a lot of bad. Mom was talking the other day. She said, I've never seen something to where it has affected everybody in the world with this virus and with everything. Not even the virus. People losing jobs, everything. She said, I've never seen something hit everybody. I've seen people, this person will go through trials, and this one's living in a $1 million house, and that's just, life happens. They're going through a good time, they're going through a bad time, and it's switch, but not now. Everybody's going through something. And I saw on the news the other day that people in Antarctica had the corona. I was like, does people even live in Antarctica? I asked Caitlin, because history, maps, science, not my thing. But I asked Caitlin, I said, who in the world lives in Antarctica? Polar bears? Penguins? I don't know. And she said, scientists live in Antarctica. So, too cold for me. I ain't going up there. But, this has affected everybody. But I saw something last night, too, where people were talking about how this has been the worst year, but it's been the best year of their life. And I was sitting there thinking, I can choose. I'm very big on viewpoint. Very big on viewpoints. I can choose how I look at things. I can look at this year as taking things from me, as tearing up my life. I can look at it like that, as literally, because, I had plans, I had goals for this year, and, only a couple of them worked, which at the time I'm thankful for, because I know God has a plan with these goals. I know that God has gave us a year so far, almost a year. He gave me a year, and it showed me like what matters. It's made me have to stop and realize, okay, what is important? What is important here? And when my Papa Wayne died, what came to my mind was eternity. That's what came to my mind, because I have on my keychain, if you can see, amongst all my other keychains, I have that. I don't know if you can see it. Peace in my heart lives in heaven. And so that really come to my mind, because it always worries me when somebody dies. Like, what if they really weren't saved? Like, what if it wasn't? Like, what if they were just playing? What if they were just joking? Like, stuff like that. And I know where Papa Wayne's at. I know where he's at. And so, I'm not going to get emotional. So, I know where he's at. And so, it makes me feel better in a way. And I just really have a heavy heart this year for people in general, like where they're at spiritually. I just really care a lot about it. So, like, if you would have asked me like 3 years ago, I hate to say this, I'm not very big. I'm not very good at witnessing to people. I get very nervous. I trip over my words, and it's like, nobody's going to listen to you, Abigail, just hush. And so I trip over myself a lot. And so I just really, my stomach, ignore it. That's embarrassing. Anyway, I'm a much better communicator, not like this. I'm a much better communicator through writing or stuff like that, because I feel freer that way, I guess. But as this year has went on, God has really like made me more extroverted in a way. My family knows I like to talk, but like Facebook, if I would have done this a year ago, you couldn't have got me in front of this camera, because, self-conscious and stuff like that. And I remember Mom in March, she said, girls, you're not going to have really anything to do, so why don't y'all start singing on Facebook? Because we knew we wanted to start singing gospel music soon, and we were supposed to go to the studio, actually, but that kind of got postponed. But she said, why don't y'all start singing on Facebook? And I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am not getting in front of that camera and saying one thing. Who's going to listen to it? I said, who is going to listen to me? And who's going to listen to Caitlin and Lydia? Like, who's going to listen to us? Nobody knows we, like, even exist except our family. And she said, just give it a try. And I said, all right. So we sang, the first songs we sang was, let's see, it was back in March. Golly, that's been almost a year ago. Safely to the Shore and Give It to Jesus. I look back at those videos and I am embarrassed, because I didn't even fix my hair hardly. Like, it was like so poofy and like, oh my gosh. But I really didn't like fix my hair or anything, because I told Mom, I said, literally, 2 people's gonna watch this. 2 people. Like, there's no need. And that video, Give It to Jesus, literally got like 400 views. And I'm like, are you kidding? Are you kidding right now? Like, that for us, that's a lot. Because I'm like, 400 views? Like, what in the world? And so, that's a lot. And then as I've looked, we've got 100 followers or something on Facebook on the Sneak Girls account. Which that might be a little for like other people, but for us, starting out within 9 months, we've got 100 followers on the Sneak Girls account for our music. That is a lot for us, and that means so much to us because, you know, we literally thought 2 people were going to watch it because we literally laughed about it. We said, who's going to watch us? And now we got people literally from all over watching us, and I'm just like, I'm amazed by it because in all that this year has been, you know, we have people that actually care about what we have to say. Like, I never would have thought that people would really want me to be in my car doing this stuff. You know, I never would have thought that, but I have, and it's so sweet because I have little girls. Literally, they tell me all the time that they watch my videos over and over and over again, and that they watch Caitlin and Lydia. They love the one about the rip current, but they said that they watch our videos over and over again. I actually have another little girl that started making YouTube videos of her own because I guess I made YouTube videos for like this kind of stuff, and so, you know, it's like the little things in life. I've looked at the little things. Amongst all the big, bad things that's happened, there's a lot of good. And when my pawpaw bud was sick, we literally went on Facebook and we got people praying everywhere. And that meant so much to us to have strangers, like literally strangers, praying for my family. And I think one picture, I uploaded a picture of Pawpaw Bud and Kaylee, my cousin Kaylee, and it got 9,000 people looked at it. And that's 9,000 people I don't know. And, you know, just amongst all of this bad, there's been so much good with all of us that has happened. And, you know, I've realized this year, it's kind of like I've realized, I was thinking the other day because, you know, I missed my eye doctor appointment this summer. And I was thinking, you know what? My eyes, I probably could, my glasses, I guess, I'm all right. I wear glasses sometimes. And I was like, you know what? I learned a bigger lesson this year. I learned that, you know, there's a lot more things important than what I considered important. There's a lot more, and people are more important than things that I cared about before. Their souls are more important than what I cared about before. I've gotten to the point now where I don't even hide the fact. I just straight up will just start explaining, like, hey, this. Do you know, like, we gave a gift to our trash men just for Christmas. I don't know if they even could accept it. I'm not sure. But we gave a gift to our trash men. And I told myself, I said, okay, I know time is running out. I know God's coming back soon. I know it. And I told myself, okay, I'm quarantined still. So what can I do? I try to be inspiring for y'all, but I want to do more. I feel like I don't do enough, you know? I always feel like I don't do enough. So I sat and I wrote card after card after card about how the trash men, how they could be saved. And I don't know if it helped them, but I've literally gotten to the point now where I try to witness in everything I do. Everything. At the orthodontist, I don't care where it's at. Like, I'll literally witness anywhere in my way, because I know time's running out, and God's gave me, I guess, 2020 vision, I guess, I don't know, to see things more clearly, because I know souls matter the most. And with my Papa Wayne dying, I cannot tell you how relieving it is when you know where someone's at. I can't describe that. And so I care about other people. And so I guess in this 2021 year, my goal is, quarantine or not, locked down or not, singing or whatever I'm doing, whatever God wants me to do, I guess my goal is, I don't care how I have to do it, but I want people to hear about God. It's their choice if they accept Him, but it's my job to tell them. And so that's my goal for this year, and I hope that it's y'all's goal too. And I just want to say this before I go, because I've talked for 42 minutes and y'all are probably like, you need to hush, and I gotta go take my dog out. He's probably gotta use the bathroom. But I hope that this time has allowed y'all to really see God in a new way. And I hope that whatever God wants you to do, I hope that you do it. And I hope that I've struggled with that myself, wanting to do things my own way. And, at the end of the day, nothing satisfies like what God wants. Nothing, you'll never be happy running from it. And so I hope that whatever you're running from, whatever God wants you to do, I hope that you'll do it. And because it's so much better. It's so much better. Trust me, it's really so much better if you just listen the first time instead of being stubborn like me. Just listen. And I saw a quote, and it said, someone somewhere is depending on you to do what God wants you to do, or what God has called you to do. And this year's taught me, whatever happens, God, He has to be your number one. He has to be the most important thing to you. And I've used this year that God has given me. I used to be so busy with school and work that I couldn't do anything. I was literally working in school all the time. And God's gave me free time to work on what He's called me to do, that I know He's called me to do. Even though I ran from it for years, I know what God's called me to do, and that's music. I love music with every bit of me. I love it. And I'm not perfect in it yet. You can probably tell I have the worst timing in the world. I'm not like classically trained. Like, that stuff is new to me. I'm not good at that stuff. And so I'm working. God has gave me a year, and I'm working on what He's called me to do. I'm spending this year improving things. I've tried to get more. I've got me a schedule for 2021 about piano practice, mandolin practice, guitar practice, and I have a new instrument that y'all will probably see in a couple weeks. I'm not going to spoil it, but you'll probably see it. I'll give you a little hint. His name is Preston, and his name is Preston, and I might bring him out in 2 weeks, maybe 3, maybe a year from now. Like my cello, it's not coming out for probably 50 years because I need a teacher. I need a teacher for that. But I just want y'all to realize that God, in this year, God has been here this whole time. God has been with us this whole time. And amongst all of this year, God's still been good to us. And whatever is happening in your life, don't let it pull you from God. I had things happen that pulled me away, and I've had things that pushed me closer. And don't let things pull you away from God. Stay close to God no matter what happens, and God is still just as near in tragedy as He is on your best day at church, singing in the choir, having the best day of your life. He's just as near on the worst day as He was on your best day. And just, time is running out, and you never know how long somebody has. So don't let the time go to waste that you could tell them about God, because it really means a lot. It really, really means a lot. And you'll never regret. It might be awkward. It might embarrass you sometimes. But you'll never regret telling somebody about God. You'll never regret it. And so just whatever God's calling you to do, just please do it. And just please be kind to other people. Please love them. And please look into 2021 with hope. It's going to be, I know 2021, I have hope it's going to be a good year. Whether I can live life like before or not, it's going to be a good year. And I can't wait to see who else will join our family at the Sneak Girls. I can't wait. I love every single one of y'all, and I better go. I've talked for 45 minutes, but I love every single one of y'all, no joke, with all of my heart. And I can't wait to see what 2021 holds. And I hope that I can see you in person sometime in the next few years. I want to see y'all. And if y'all come hear us sing, if y'all want to come hear us sing, I hope to see you. And I love y'all. And I hope you have a great new year. See you in 2021. Bye, y'all.